can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Ben, that's Matt behind the camera. That makes this stuff they don't want you to know. And we've wrapped up another week on the Roswell crash in 1947. We put out 2 episodes this week about Roswell. Check them out if you haven't had a chance to see them yet. One is about the differing newspaper accounts in the early days of the crash, and the second is about a top secret government project of the time that people think may have been responsible for the Roswell events. But we were excited, Matt and I were excited, because we got a lot of comments on YouTube, so we wanted to check out a few of these and address them here on the air. Forgive us if I'm mispronouncing anybody's YouTube name. YouTube names are kind of difficult, right? So Trigun is Midgt, MYGT, says at 4 minutes in, the quote, "It kind of reminded me of Egyptian signs or whatever." The guy's talking about some of the material recovered from the crash. Egyptian signs just opened up the sleeping part of my mind to start thinking about some things. Well, we're glad that you enjoyed that part. There's a big debate about what those signs or symbols actually were. People who believe in ancient aliens, for instance, believe that it might be some sort of alien language. People who are a little bit more on the skeptical side believe that there were some floral markings on tape used for weather balloons or for Project Mogul balloon trains. There aren't very many evidence pieces of this tape for us to compare to hieroglyphics or anything like that. But it's interesting, isn't it? Mile Soul said, "Are you going to cover the latest government claims, 1997, I think, that the purported alien bodies were actually plastic dummies?" Great point, man. We found some of that. Funny story about that is that for a while, officially, the government said that there were no bodies recovered, and now they're plastic dummies. It's interesting, right? Malevolence on the Tube writes to us and says, at 0:45, "Whenever people talk about Roswell, they always show this footage. What is this footage all about? Where does it come from? Or was that some ancient reenactment or movie?" Matt was kind enough to look... Did I just pull a Marco Rubio? All right, keep rolling. Matt was kind enough to look this up for us. And this footage is from a film many of us will probably recall called Alien Autopsy, released in the 1990s by Ray Santilli. Is that right, Matt?
I believe so.
And this is, according to the creator, this is a reconstruction of an actual alien autopsy film that he has seen. But yes, Malevolence on the Tube, that is a reenactment. Feel Good Inc. 91 says, "The Deceptive Brain series was kind of meh, but great comeback episode." Well, thank you, dude. Thanks for sticking with us. And then we have a great comment by Fred Lamy 1. "Not to question the competence of the primary sources, Major Marcel, but an intelligent officer that can't identify tinfoil and wood might also be likely to release an erroneous statement like this press release." Good call, man. "This is very unusual, not very competent for an intelligence officer to release information in such a way. Also, a craft that can survive interstellar space but not a relatively low-speed crash also sounds sketchy to me." I thought that was a really good point, Fred. Fred goes on to say that he's a skeptic, but he likes our show. Well, this show's for everybody, Fred. You shouldn't be surprised if you like it. I hope you're not. But on your point about Major Marcel, and on some of the points about Project Mogul, when we discussed that in our episode that came out on Wednesday, we noted that there's still some debate here. So we wanted to leave you guys with some books if you'd like to read more about this. One of the books that is very, very pro Project Mogul, as an explanation, is a book called The Roswell UFO Crash, What They Don't Want You to Know. It sounds like we wrote it, right? And the author is Carl K. Korff, last name Korff, Korff, and he is one of the people who argues that there were no aliens and that Project Mogul, a top secret balloon train, high altitude nuclear monitoring program essentially was responsible for what we think of as the Roswell crash. And as we said in the earlier episode, not everybody agrees with him. As a matter of fact, one of Korff's rivals, you could call them a rival, I guess, they at least disagree, is a gentleman named Kevin D. Randall. Kevin D. Randall has done some similar research with Korff, but here's the thing. Randall, based on his exploration of the wind patterns of the time, believes that they have to rule out mogul balloon flight number 4, that this could not be an accurate explanation for the Roswell crash. Now keep in mind, he is not saying that aliens landed. He is saying that he doesn't think the Project Mogul explanation holds water. And I think there is no love lost between these two authors. But both of them agree, to Fred Lamy's point, both of them agree that the intelligence officer Marcel was notoriously not competent, is the nicest way they want to say that. So we wanted to leave you with this. There is an ongoing investigation, both by skeptics, by ufologists, into the Roswell crash. Many people who don't believe that aliens were involved think that this Project Mogul explanation is the end of it. They think it's the truth. However, it's not conclusively proven. It's proven to some people's satisfaction, but to this day, questions still linger about Roswell. Now, Matt and I are moving on. We've listened to you guys. We've heard some of what you want more of. And so next week, we're very excited. Spoiler alert, we're finally going to be covering some of the countries involved in the Arab Spring. We're going to start with Libya. So stay tuned. Let us know what you think. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You can find us on Facebook at Conspiracy Stuff. You can find us on Twitter. You can send us an email at conspiracy@discovery.com. And I'm going to spend the weekend writing back to every Facebook message. I've been falling off, but I'm back on it. All right, so that's it. See you next week. And in the meantime, please continue to send us suggestions for upcoming episodes.